Hi everybody, welcome to Prepper Basics. So I'm going through a process right now of looking to install solar power in my home. This may be something you've looked into, maybe something you're thinking about. I'm not sure if you guys can see me. Okay. So I kind of wanted to go and video the process as I go through it. I'm not 100% certain that I will install the panels, but I would like to, as I say, share with you what I learned, hopefully help you out. So basically, like most preppers, I want to be off grid a little bit. I want solar power. I'd love to have battery backup and things like that. But as I've got into the process, I'm finding out it's a lot more expensive. I was going to say it's a lot more expensive than I imagined, but it's really not. It's just expensive. But the government has some programs where you can get federal credits. Some states have credits where you can get some of your money back, which is really helpful. So what I'm basically looking at the moment, I think, unfortunately, I'm not going to get the battery backup at the moment. I'm looking at doing the tie-in grid. You may be familiar with this, but what you do is you put the solar panels up and you tie it back to your electrical grid, and it generates power for your home. And as it does that, and then so you're basically using your electricity. Say for example, you're using you're running things during the day. Your solar power is basically doing all that. It's gathering the power, and it's what you're using. At nighttime, there's no sun out, so you're gonna have to end up pulling from the grid. From the utilities. So what happens is, as the power generates, as the solar power generates, it's basically rolling your electrical meter back until it gets to zero. Once it gets to zero, your bill's zero, obviously. So it's been really interesting learning about this, and it's kind of like buying a car. It's like, what style do I want? How much power do I want? What features and extras do I want? And of course, everything costs more. The nicer stuff costs more, and if you want the cheaper stuff, it costs less. But you don't get all the functions of the more expensive stuff. You get the idea. So we figured out, on average, I use approximately 950 kilowatt hours a month. So at the moment, I'm a little torn on what to do. So I'm going to run through some of the scenarios with you guys. And again, I'd love for any comments and suggestions below if you've been through this process. So basically, there's two types you can get. You can get the string inverter, or you can get the micro inverter. Now the difference is, the string inverter is tied to multiple panels. So say, for example, cloud comes over, you get cloud coverage, and it covers one of those panels on that string. Because that one panel is affected, the rest of them are also affected, and it can only take in as much as that one that is currently being shaded or whatever. They can only pull in the same amount as that. So it's a big hindrance. But there's a plus to this. By doing the string inverter, I can also do there's a thing. I'm just going to find the name here. This is one of the reasons I'm struggling, because I can't find anything. Okay, so it's called an SMA Sunny Boy. Now the really cool thing I like about this is, okay, yeah, I don't have my battery backup. And if I do the string inverter, it has a drawback of, say, if one panel's having an issue, the rest of them will in that string also. But the really good thing is, with this particular inverter, am I calling it right as the inverter? Well, I think it's called the inverter. Sorry, I'm a little confused right now. But anyway, but this allows you to plug in to one plug, so you can plug in. Maybe have a strip, you can put your plugs in. And basically, when the sun's up, you'll still have power just from that one outlet, but you'll have power from there, from the sun up to sundown, which is great. So the grid goes down for whatever reason, power outage, whatever. You're still able to harness some of that power that you're getting from your solar panels. You can use, maybe if it's the winter time, a space heater, or charge batteries, or get a light, or cook, use some cooking stuff. So that's really cool, and I really like that. And I think that's a great feature. Because as I say, I don't think I'm going to do the battery bank at this moment. I think that's going to be a little further down the line. Okay. So the other option, as I mentioned, is the micro inverter. Now, the micro inverter is where they put an inverter on each panel, and it optimizes that panel so it doesn't have the same issue if one of the panels is covered, you know, and it's shaded out. It doesn't affect the whole string, it just affects that one panel. The rest of the panels are fine because they're controlled individually basically. So you don't have that issue, which is pretty cool, right? Because you know what happens if one of your panels get damaged for some reason, then that string is going to be pulling in, as you know, if that one panel is broken, the rest aren't going to pull anything in, or maybe it's only getting 15% usage. It's going to apply to that string, right? So that's a drawback. With the microinverter, you don't have that issue. But the difference is, like everything I told you, if you want features, it's going to cost you more, right? So, to give you some pricing minds, and now these prices are after, I'll give you before and after prices after the rebates and stuff from the government, the credits from the government. And this again is provided by the company I'm going through, so whoever you go through might be different. So, okay, so string inverter, 18 panels, a 4 kilowatt system. You reckon it'll provide 70% of what I need per month. Before credits, it's about $16,000 to install, no batteries. But this one does have the cool inverter where you have the one power socket off of it, so you can still use solar, as I told you, from sun up to sundown, which is really cool. I really like that. Now after your rebates, that includes the state for Utah. There's a $2,000 state credit here, plus the federal, which is I believe 30% right now. Installation would be about $9,000. So that's not so bad. But if you go to the microinverter, again, so it'll be 18 panels, 4 kilowatt system. It'll produce just slightly more kilowatts per hour, just a little bit, not much. Installation is $18,500. So you're talking $2,500 more. Oh, sorry, after taxes, it was 11,000. So you're talking almost $2,500 just to put those microinverters on. And so that's a big decision to make. It's like, yes, it's a cool feature. Do I need it? I don't have anything blocking where the sun panel, where the solar panels would be. So realistically, I don't really need it unless something happens, a panel gets damaged or something like that. Really don't need that. It's an awful big expense to have that extra feature. So yeah, so I'm looking into that. So as I say, there's a lot of different things I'm trying to consider. You know, I'm trying to think about how much power would I need per month to cover my whole. Do I want to cover my whole electricity bill? Do I want to cover 70% of it, 80%? So there's a lot involved. So as we go through this process, I'll keep you updated. I'm currently leaning towards the string inverter, probably with the 24 panels. I didn't tell you about that. So 24 panels, 6 kilowatt system. That would produce all the electricity I need per month for every month, except for maybe 2, maybe 3 summer months when the AC is probably kicking in pretty bad. But other than that, that would wipe out my electricity bill, which is pretty cool. So the install price is $21,000. After rebates and everything, it's about $12,700. Obviously, want to negotiate, get that down to $10,000, $11,000. But I think that would be the way to go. But as I say, I'll keep you updated. I'm waiting for a new quote, and I'm going to push them on price. So I'll give you an update when that happens, and we'll take it from there. Again, if you have any questions I can help with, or maybe you have some advice for me, always appreciated. Let me know, and yeah, I'll get back to you. Oh, the 2 types of solar panels. Maybe you guys have some advice on these. My choices are the REC panels, REC, or my other option is Canadian Solar. So, if you have any experience with those panels, negative or positive, let us know. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks everybody. I'll see you in a bit.